right? Woo! I'm alive! Fuck, I'm dead. We are the purple pirates of Purpleonia. We all have purple clothes and the captain has purple hair. Oh!
I wonder what Gladio's up to right now. Meeting girls, probably. Son of a bitch!
Alright, let's see. How do we do? Blow. 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 Yay, I'm the best blow jobber ever. I think it actually is doing damage. Oh my god, it's working. Check this cheese out. Oh, this is why Knuckles is so good. Oh, yeah. Whoops. Why are you staring at me? Why get your Raiden hat on sideways? And what the fuck are you wearing? I feel like I got ADD in this game. Little time!
Automatic medical systems engaged.
Visceroids ain't surviving anymore. I got my anti-visceroid cream. Preparation V.
On my way. No problem. Moving out.
Preparation V sounds more like something that you put on to prevent a yeast infection. Until the time comes and the roots call to you. When they call me, they go, motherfucker! In the dark, shadowed corners of time, many stories have taken root and blossomed. Tales of heroes whose deeds echoed through the ages, and of villains whose names became synonymous with infamy. Of battles waged between the forces of light and shadow. On a quest that defies reason, a lone ship ventures into that abyss, guided by its bold and courageous captain, his ferocious feline companion, and a crew of outcasts and misfits. Across entire worlds, dimensions, through the darkest depths of space, and beyond the limits of known time, in pursuit of the ultimate power of the Quad. These are the adventures of the Starship Dragon. Everybody put your hands in the air and say, holy shit. Welcome aboard the Starship Dragon, everybody. I am Commander Krim. Glad to have you here on this Tuesday evening. Hello. What's up? How you doing? You, doing good? That's so good. It's good to hear. It's, Tuesday. You know what that means? Nothing really in particular. But hello, Darth. Hello, Kelexel. Hello, Kel. Good to see y'all in here. How you doing? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Hope you all are having a good week so far. Playing Digimon Cyber Sleuth from scratch, inspired by someone else streaming it, but I'm already getting high thanks to early farming. Darth, I didn't know you smoked weed. Is that even legal in France? I'm trying to keep a straight face and it's not working. Hello, everybody. Hi, Darth. I said hi to you once, but I'm going to say hi again. We are going to do... we'll do some more Expedition 33 today because I'm having an absolute blast with it. I'm glad to catch up to where we were. One of the last things we did from in Expedition 33 was we caught up with or let's see, we got to old Lumiere, and just as we did, Monoko tried to like get us a new path or something, and somehow that process put the party up. It was a little, I mean, I wouldn't say it's hard to understand. Whatever he did somehow like destroyed the ground underneath us, and the party got split. But eventually we caught back up, and we learned that Renoir is Verso's father. So a little bit of a sort of Star Warsy thing there. Verso, I am your father, but not quite as, the difference being, they already knew it, or well, Verso already knew. The reveal was actually, to the rest of the party. They still haven't revealed like entirely Miguel's connection to everything. I still feel there is one. I still feel like my theory, one of my two theories is correct. Either somehow Mael and Alicia are the same person that is like was split up through some kind of weird thing that happened, probably along the same timeline as like old Lumiere and Lumiere separated as well, the fracture as they call it. Or they're twin sisters that somehow got separated during the events of the fracture, or somewhere around that time. And I think that both Alicia, I'm pretty sure Alicia is Renoir's daughter because Verso said that he had a sister, and it just kind of goes in that direction. Now, right after we fought Renoir, and when we beat him, of course, because he's beatable in the fight, but he's not beatable in the story, obviously, at that point. He tells Mael that she still doesn't know who she is. That's like, he says it like, you still don't know who you are, something to that effect. Verso and Alicia are probably Mael's bio parents. I don't think so. Because Alicia, there was one scene that happened during that moment, just before we fought Renoir. We got to a mansion, and Mael recognized the mansion. And when we got there, Alicia appeared. No, it wasn't Alicia. Verso opened the door, and there was some other woman there that looked kind of like the curator does. Like all kind of like destroyed, decomposing body and no face, but it was a female. I think that they didn't mention any names about this character, but they just showed it, and then a burst of light or whatever knocked Verso away from the doors, and then Renoir and Alicia appeared, and the doors closed again. The door to the mansion closed again. So I think the faceless woman that we saw in that scene and Renoir I think are I feel like they're, if not parents, maybe grandparents. You mentioning Verso and Alicia being Mael's biological parents. I didn't think that kind of, I don't know which way I want to go with that. I don't know if I do agree with it or don't agree with it, because there was the moments when just as Mael and Renoir were talking, and Renoir said, "You still don't know who you are," he started to strike down Mael, and Verso stepped in screaming Alicia's name. "Alicia, run!" You know, and then there was a flash of light and the mansion disappeared. The mansion just vanished. And so I'm not really sure where that's going. I feel like Alicia / Mael is Verso's sister, not daughter. Mael's not their daughter, and Alicia is not the mother. I feel like the mother is that faceless character we saw in the mansion, and Renoir is the father, and Verso is her brother. Verso is Mael and Alicia's brother. That's what I feel. Although I can see where you get that idea. That doesn't sound too far-fetched either. Other than, the only thing that sounds weird about it is the age gap. Verso's mentioned that he's hundreds of years old or something like that, or 100 years old, something like that, because he was part of the first expedition. But again, that all can be tossed up into the air because Renoir and Verso have all admitted that they're ageless. They literally cannot age. So it's possible that maybe Mael couldn't age either. Of course, that still would be dependent on how long Gustav and his sister were Mael's adoptive parents or adoptive guardians. We don't know that time frame. At least I don't think we do. We know that Gustav and his sister were her caretakers, were her guardians, and she was speaking. Actually, I forgot about this part. During a conversation in the camp, Mael and Verso were talking, and Mael said that she lost her parents when she was 3. So maybe we do find that out. What I don't know is, when Mael says she lost her parents at 3, did she actually lose her parents at 3 years old? And does she remember that event? At 3 years old, are you old enough to remember that kind of event happening? Or did it happen and they were in whoever was a guardian for Mael before Gustav and his sister, was that did they tell Mael that her parents died? Comment, you're in just the wrong spot, bud. I love you, but you're in the wrong spot. Mael could have been conceived and born during the expedition and only started aging when back in Lumiere. That's what I was thinking about. Can we remember 3 years old if traumatic enough? Okay. Because that's really the only thing that we've got about Mael's past, is she said she lost her parents at 3, and she went from family to family to family, foster family or whatever, foster to foster to foster, because she was how did she put it? In shorthand, she was a wild child. She wasn't very obedient, But I guess when she got to Gustav and his sister, I keep saying his sister because I can't remember her name, but when she became when they were guardians to her, I guess maybe she calmed down, or Gustav was more tolerant of it. Whatever. That's a pointless detail. But that's really the only backstory we have on that part of it, is that she mentioned her losing her parents at 3 and bouncing around from family to family until she got to Gustav and his sister. So that means if 10 years have passed and we go on the assumption that that Mael was separated from her family at 3 years old, that means that had happened 10 years prior. But how old is Mael actually if she spent her first 3 years, so to speak, on the island where the expedition's happening? You know, if they're in the area that their time doesn't flow, or people don't, or her, her family, so to speak, doesn't age. We still have that to still kind of figure out. So that's kind of catching up to where we were at Expedition 33. But before we jump into that, there was a stream today by Bungie regarding their next big expansion called The Edge of Fate. To kind of give you a brief rundown on Destiny 2's history, or Destiny's history in general. When Destiny 1 first released, or was first developed, there was plans in store for 10 years of content. And that's what we got starting in 2013, 2014, and went on into Destiny 2 and continued on through every chapter, save for something like Lightfall, which was kind of meant to be somewhat of a filler expansion, because the next expansion that was supposed to come out, which was Witch Queen, wasn't ready yet. So outside of that, the 10 years that we saw of content in Destiny 1 and 2 was the entire Dark versus Light saga, and was already basically planned to a T throughout that decade. This new thing that Bungie is doing with Destiny starts with the Edge of Fate, and it is, I guess you could say, possibly like epilogue or afterward, whatever you want to call it, after the events of the Dark versus Light saga and the whole thing with the basically the Traveler versus the Witness. So it's, I don't want to say it's like made up as they've gone along, but it's not part of the original 10-year plan, or the original 10-year story. So we're going to see what they're going to do with that. And the first step is this Edge of Fate reveal. I know there was some leaks involving this at some point in the recent days before this event. But of course, like I always talk about with leaks, I ignore them until I get verified information from the sources of the developers or the publishers themselves. So if the information that I'm about to see in this trailer is, or this the stream event has already been released or already been leaked, then okay, you guys know something I don't. But I'm not going to discuss the leaks because, as I've always said, those are unofficial. And more often than not, leaks can be inaccurate, and then you get your hopes up for something good, and then nothing comes of it. Case in point, the Chrono Trigger remaster. Comment, please pick a place. Lay down. You're walking all over in front of me, and you know what here takes the hell out of me. Okay. So, we're going to take a look at the Edge of Fate reveal trailer. This is the full stream. We're not going to watch the whole hour of it. I'm going to kind of skip ahead to the parts that I care about. Unless the parts I care about take an hour, which I doubt they will. And then we're going to jump into Expedition 33.
What follows light and shadow is silence. That silence breaks.
That's the Emissary of the Nine.
I'm you as a new age begins. I see sapient life turn to each other. They remember how to look to the stars. They remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive. But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler. are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will, but not through me. Find someone else.
A hunter?
My will is my own.
The emissary of the Nine was a hunter? That talked to the that was part of the Nine?
All right, everyone, hello and welcome here to Bungie HQ in beautiful Bellevue, Washington. We have got an amazing stream lined up for you to tell you a little bit about the Edge of Fate and the future of Destiny 2 as well. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As always, I am joined by some of my amazing colleagues here at Bungie to share some of the findings.
Can we get ahead to something that's actually I care about?
And as well, for anyone that doesn't get to hang out as much as we do, can you tell everyone at home a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
I really
sure.
don't care.
I'm one of the creative, and we bound by it. Can we fight it? Because before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system, there was already space magic.
I love the in the background there, the sniper rifle standing on its end. That's it's the Black Hammer. Depending on if you're looking at the Destiny 1 version, which is the Black Hammer, or the Whisper of the Worm in Destiny 2, which is it's the same weapon basically. When Linux allowed,
Here, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so ultimately, this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
You're talking about the Nine, aren't you?
Who
Yeah.
told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
guess?
Yeah.
Set you up.
We did such a good job with this
We
secret.
buried that lead, didn't we?
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who and maybe more appropriately, what are the Nine?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description possible, the Nine are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way, 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 way longer than the Traveler. We can think of them as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies in Sol. So that's each of our 8 planets plus the sun. Sorry, Pluto.
It's messed up.
Didn't make the cut.
All right, fair.
I don't make the rules. Yeah, there you go. But the important thing to know about them is that this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system for the next saga. We want to ask questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Nine, obviously, Eagle-eyed Guardians have been able to spot references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or
so they're not going to be leaving the galaxy after all. They put that on
What we
hold.
should expect from them.
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the Nine really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely neighing to the Nine doing genuinely awful, awful things in our lore. And so the important
The darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about because ultimately the Nine seek to free themselves at no matter the cost to humanity. And because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not bound by the same rules that we are, that we've really experienced before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many of them, are ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really care or think about beyond, achieving their ultimate goals. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, for the last 10 years, Guardians have really just been making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Nine is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the Nine have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when
make their own fate, just like in the Vault of Glass? It's actually what they say. Whenever you grab the final relic and you make it through the final, not the final zone, but like the pocket dimension before you actually fight the final boss, it actually says Guardians make their own fate. Cute.
deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is.
Of course, with this celestial pantheon.
Launches July 15th, so rather soon.
A very long time. And so the Edge of Fate launches on July 15th. And then the second expansion of our Year of Prophecy is Renegade, which comes this winter. And then later in 2026, we've got Shattered Cycle and The Alchemist. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting beats. And so, again, the Edge of Fate...
Yeah, that was something else that I remember them talking about before. Instead of it being yearly expansions, it's going to be every 6 months they're going to have a new expansion. I think they're also like getting rid of the seasonal stuff, as far as like being like four seasons every year. I think it's going to be like one long season, well, 1 6-month season, if you will, of like continued content, if I understood it correctly.
Of this long journey, of this awesome vehicle we're all jumping into and driving together, and it's going to take us to some new places.
That's exciting. So, with regards to the Edge of Fate right here in front of us, you were also nice enough to bring the class something today. You've got some gameplay with you,
Oh
right?
yeah, we got some clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should show those off.
It's a doozy.
Let's check it
Like
out.
the present. Let's check it
No, we
out.
should hide those clips, not ever show them.
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm
The Fallen?
not human anymore. Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
Are those Vex?
Enough. Terminate your suspicion, Commander. Remove your scornful blindfold. Observe, connect, conceal, conform, comply, return. Observe, connect, conceal, conform, comply, connect, return.
All right, that gives us.
Okay, I want to pick this apart a little bit more refined.
They just wanted to show us disasters.
All right, that's it's obviously a fallen catch. That's obviously a fallen.
I'm not.
Now, who is that guy with the glasses?
Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not.
Damn it. Goes by a little too fast. I can't pause it in time.
They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not.
So who's this Troy Baker? It's a Tony Stark looking guy.
Not human anymore. Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
So these are new. I can't tell. These might be. Oh, these might be. This might be fallen tech. So these may not be Vex after all. Even though the squares kind of remind me a little more of Vex tech, it looks a little bit. The design of these things look a little more like Fallen than Vex. So that looks like a tractor cannon, but it's another. No, that's definitely Fallen tech also. That's a Scorch cannon, so it's got some kind of new tech, a new weapon that bounces off of stuff to hit your objective. That hasn't changed. He still has the arc blade throwing hunter. So that's the same.
Enough.
Pizza cannon loaded and ready to throw.
Hey, Josh.
Commander, remove your scornful blindfold.
Scornful blindfold. Is that a pun to the scorn? Okay, so a sniper rifle. Okay, the Fallen have new weapons here. They're normal spears, but apparently they have strand shields attached to them of some sort. It was like a fallen with some stasis stuff. There's some Vex. See, I saw this part is what I saw that I thought was interesting. What this warlock here? I think it's a warlock. So they turn into a electric ball, float along the ground, underneath the ground. I assume this is a warlock thing. There's also something else I noticed was this, but I want to point that out in a second. And then they come out of that form and they can come out and fire. Now, that's definitely a warlock. Excuse me, sorry. So, some analysis to look at that. Right now, the Arc Warlock can do two things with their super. They can basically become a Sith Inquisitor and just float around with shooting out electric lightning out of his fingers. And then alternately, he can become a floating one-handed Super Saiyan and just shoot a beam of lightning at targets. Those are the two supers. So now becoming a ball of lightning and motoring along the ground for probably a rather normal amount of time, or a decent amount of time, that's a new skill. What I don't get is why they showed off the Arc Hunter, because that skill is what he already has. That's the Hunter's new Arc. I say new as a fallen shape or final shape. Arc super throws the blade and then teleports to the blade's location. Very much like Noctis with his weapons in Final Fantasy 15. Okay, and what I want to also point out was back here was the Warlock orb was floating along the ground, was the weapon that this other Warlock is using. I'm going to go down to the slowest speed possible. I want to point this out. This is fascinating to me. Assuming this is just from the weapon, which I think it is. Oh, shit. Damn it. Mute it because that sounds going to be annoying. Okay, right here. This weapon that the Warlock uses on this guy, he fires it once or twice, and then the weapon itself suspends the target. That's new, isn't it? I thought suspend only happened with skills. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've used anything related to Strand. It's certainly not with a Warlock. So if that's a normal thing, then okay, I'm picking apart something that already exists. But the fact the weapon caused suspend was an intriguing little thing to me there. I was going for some creepy shit with that too. The splitting faces and stuff like that. That was creepy. This right here, that splitting face thing there. It's
All right, that gives us an awful lot to go ahead and continue to dive into. And here to help us go ahead and explore a little bit more
The
of it.
Fate
Everyone
Saga.
knows we've been joined by someone new here on the couch. We are privileged to be joined by someone who's the originator of perhaps my favorite all-time Destiny emote, the one and only Dave Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Like, dear friend, didn't you know if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny. And that's where we're going, to Kepler.
Super exciting. And this is kind of a, Robbie, we were talking kind of before the show. This is like like a first taste of something new, right?
Yeah, so
Updated the arc for the Hunter. I mean, all we saw was like 2 seconds of video about it, but what they did was the same thing that they already do. They just comment, could you pick a place? They throw the blade and teleport to it. You know, there's nothing really to show off there. Yeah, sure, if they might update the Arc Hunter, sure, but what they showed wasn't anything new, as opposed to like what we saw with the Warlock, you know, turning into a ball of lightning and floating on the ground. You know, that's a pretty large thing to be able to show off. Updating something that you can't see, that's not a good thing to put in the trailer. So unless there's something else to that I'm just completely missing, they put that in there for what reason?
What you're seeing here is us just trying something new. We're expanding the universe of Destiny, creating new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination is about...
What's weird to me about this destination they're talking about here, it looks like Venus. Anybody who's played Destiny 1, they'll see why I think that. This whole architecture here is completely Vex in nature, and it looks like they took Venus, changed the colors, added some green life stream stuff coming from the ground, and then you got a new world.
Exploring a labyrinthian world that took inspirations from things like Dreaming City, exotic missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through a Metroidvania inspired experience. And so at the heart
A Metroidvania experience?
of all of this, at the heart of the Edge of Fate, is a player-driven exploration and discovery of an exotic world with brand new abilities.
So actually, even
he said exotic.
A little bit deeper, like how is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions that we've made for Destiny?
Yeah, so at the global scale, when we're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward, first off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And so...
Okay. That's the kind of explains what I was curious about there. Rise of Iron was a full expansion that released at the final expansion of Destiny 1. But it wasn't as content rich as the expansion before it, which was the Taken King. So I mean, it was still a very sizable expansion in its own right, but it was like probably half the size of Taken King.
Both of these expansions combined are going to be even more expansion content than we've done in the past. And by delivering 2 of these a year, we're upping the pace of major world and story events that really...
Oh, good. The fucking Fallen can fly now. Wonderful.
Matter to players and are going to be pushing the Fate saga forward. And so we're trying radical new things with each of these expansions. And so alongside this new destination of Kepler, this exotic world that players will explore with brand new abilities, we also have world tiers. And world tiers allow you to take on a higher level of challenge on the destination in order to attract some of the best loot.
So, okay, with that, they're taking some inspiration from Outriders as well, because Outriders does that also. Like there's another game that did it too. I think the first Ascendant did it as well. But I know the first time I saw it was Outriders. Basically, you have what they call world levels. So as you progress your own personal level throughout the game and you go do things and accomplish missions and whatnot, as you level up yourself, the world around you also levels up, and you can choose to go into those higher level worlds, which is, it's the same destinations, the same everything. It's just like everything is now a stronger tier, right? So unlike right now, say you go to the Trossland, which is the first destination in Destiny 2, it's going to be, all the enemies there are going to be basically the same level. They're going to use the same skills. The reward drops are going to be the same, no matter what level you are at yourself. But if you go into this new planet from, like, say, level whatever, and then the world tier level is 1, you're not going to get the same rewards you would if the world tier was level 2 or level 3. But it also means the enemies are stronger. So if I understand that right, it's probably also going to be optional. So it's not going to be some crappy, like, gimmicky thing like Final Fantasy VIII, where no matter what level you are, once you reach that level cap, the enemies all around the world also level up as well. This is going to be something that I think, if they go with the same format as I've seen with Outriders and First Descendant, they'll be like an optional kind of thing. So that's kind of a nice little way to keep the worlds that you recognize fresh. So you go to the destination, you've seen it all, you've done everything there. Cool, but now you can go back and get in and do it, and it's a harder difficulty. And you're most likely still in a, for lack of a better term, public event, public world, public destination that other players will be in as well. Well, the Vex already do fly, Josh. The Harpies, for example, they fly, but the Fallen seem to now have jetpacks on their on some of their units. They called them Corsairs in that clip we saw a moment ago. And it looks like they also have something that looks kind of like Vex Shanks, but they're a little more aggressive, I think. Because they look like they fly around like Vex, but they're actually Fallen tech.
Within the release. But what's cool about World Tier,
Let's go back up here so we can...
And World Tiers allow you to take on a higher level of challenge on the destination in order to extract some of the best loot within the release. But what's cool about World Tiers is as you play through the mainline story and you play through the first couple of World Tiers, you're going to unlock later World Tiers. And as you're claiming these abilities, as you're exploring the world more, as you're discovering more within the release, you're putting these puzzle pieces together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world tiers in the post game, you can start to solve these problems in different ways that you couldn't before in the original playthrough. And so alongside all of this, we're also going to have a ton of quest content that we're rethinking about how we use within the game. And so on Kepler, there's some non-linearity within the destination itself. And so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters in the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that.
So they're trying to expand and make it less linear.
Story. And so yeah, again, this is
you still have a main quest line that you should follow, but you could also do some side stuff along the way that you can do part A of it right now, but you won't be able to discover part B of that side quest until you reach a higher level world tier. That's what I'm getting out of what he's talking about there, which is pretty interesting.
Looking at the formulas that we've been building in Destiny over the last 10 years, and some of them are really strong, but they're due for some experimentation and some radical changes. And so that's what you're seeing here with the first taste of the Edge of Fate.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love everything you just said. I was a little distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like exotic sniper rifle, I think I saw. Kind of recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
Some enemies with a couple really cool twists, okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a Guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
yeah. So
I didn't notice that.
So there's multiple new abilities that your players are going to be able to discover on Kepler that's going to make them navigate and look at the world in different ways. But the one you're talking about, Dylan,
Is that a carrier? Sorry, I'm distracted by the background there behind the dude in the plaid's head. It looks like an aircraft carrier.
See it as our premier ability, the crown jewel of the release, and that's called Matterspark. And Dave has joined us, and he's helps us take the vision of the narrative and the design and the art and smush it together in amazing experiences. And so I think Dave should talk to us more about Matterspark.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So there's this new source of energy on Kepler, this strange dark matter. So the Guardian binds itself to the dark matter using the arc powers within. You can think of the dark matter as like a medium, and the arc as this catalyst that will like allow you to completely change form. Transforming into matter spark lets you squeeze into tight areas, race around areas, jump over stuff, and it also allows you to turn into this basically electric rolling ball of death, jolting and shocking enemies that come.
Well, I can see where the Metroid part of it comes from. The matter spark, you turn into a ball of lightning, just like Samus turns into a rolling pinball. I get it.
Across your path.
So obviously, one big part movement, one big part combat, but I mean, even just in addition to that, to look a little bit, wider, like how did the Matter Spark Ball kind of influence the world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, the team really had to rethink what it means to build a destination with these abilities in mind.
Well, that was kind of an interesting thing to see there. So it's not specifically arc related. Because you notice when the Warlock came out of the Matter Spark, he fired a Void Nova Bomb. So it's not an arc-specific subclass thing. So that's an interesting little thing. You're not going to be locked into arc just because it's an arc thing.
A ramp to get to a new space. A crack in the wall, it basically will reveal a whole new area to explore. It's also a new way to engage with enemies. Instead of taking a bunch of enemies head on, you can find a Matter Spark pad, transform, turn into this electric ball of death, and then just like start racing around the arena, dash over their heads, and flank from behind, and then really give the House of Exile on Kepler a bad day.
As well we should. It's a good day for us as well. So what are some of the other Kepler abilities that we'll be able to unlock while we're out there?
So there's environment manipulation to allow for travel. You know what I see there? I see puzzles. I see platform puzzles. The same shit that I hated in Doom Eternal. I see platform puzzles. I mean, maybe they don't go that route, or at least not to the same horrible extent as it was in Doom Eternal, but oof.
There as well.
Yeah, so each of these Kepler abilities are a mix of dark matter and our Guardian's powers. So we have the Relocator Cannon, which is this new fallen dark matter tech mixed with void. This is going to allow you to bypass laser walls, use these cascading relay networks, and just basically teleport around the world. Another ability that we have is matter.
Ability?
This is dark matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able to basically push and morph and move geometry to create bridges, open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is describing, and when we were thinking about building this world, it was all about like, hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world in a different way, and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free roam,
he said the P word,
content, and beyond. But also what was really important to us is that we lean into Destiny's first-class ability gameplay. And so with Matter Spark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping, you're dashing into enemies to destroy them, you're doing giant explosions with them. With the Relocator Cannon, you're just blowing everything up with void explosions and graviton lance style, like projectile, little secret projectiles. And then what's really,
I use the graviton lance a lot, so that's why I'm grinning. Just for that reference.
fun about Mattermorph is you can just be like throwing these strange shurikens basically to just like delete an encounter before you then like start to morph the environment around you and move to the next area. And so it's just really exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players just like solve puzzles and fight encounters in ways that like we don't even expect yet, and see how they take on the destination. And just like I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into especially the post-game experience, it's going to unlock, there's something unlocks with Matter Spark that really changes the way that you can play through the entire destination.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about dark matter.
Yes.
We have.
Was it funny when we did it the first time?
Strand and stasis already. Like, how is dark matter different?
Yeah, so dark matter and darkness are two completely separate things. They're completely different things. But dark matter does exist in our world. In the world of Destiny, we know it as being tightly connected to the Nine. It's what the Nine are actually made out of. In our world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really see it. And it wouldn't be very fun to make a destination where
Hence
there's
why
an
it's
invisible
dark.
thing that you can't actually see.
Cute.
So lucky for us.
Wow, I thought I rambled a lot. Jesus Christ, lady.
Lodi is a new character that we're introducing in Apollo.
Lodi?
Not in Apollo. We're introducing him in The Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
I want to give a special shout out to Brian Villalobos, who portrays Lodi and does a spectacular job. This character is fascinating. He's kind of a fish out of water.
You mean Lodi as in like the Creedence Clearwater song?
But the fun thing about tropes is to kind of put a twist on them, right? So what if that fish that we pulled out of the water was
called
the
a nerd
most
Lodi?
qualified fish to be pulled out into the air?
Down for anything.
It's down for anything. And what if that fish was kind of made to be pulled out of the water?
I think it's supposed to be like, I mean, the name is, Lodi is a thing, but it's spelled like Loki. You know, like Tom Hiddleston's character in the MCU, Loki, but with a D in the place of the K. That's how it's spelled.
I don't want to give away too much because this character is way more fun for the players to figure out what his deal is. But I will say that Lodi is very, very far from home.
Very fair, very exciting. So,
I do have to call out too, before we started this, you and Robbie were talking about how Lodi is like a notice me character.
Oh yeah, Robbie wanted a senpai.
I did. I wanted someone that I just wanted to spend a bunch of time with on this new adventure we're going on.
Yeah, a friend that we can look up to.
Yeah.
Sure. Lodi is Krim in disguise. I have a number of punchlines in my head, and I'm not sure which one I want to go with. 3 dungeons beckon.
Along, I'll go ahead and give it a look really quickly.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Wait, back up. Explorer Dungeon? A guided experience with solo and match-made play. I mean, what? So it's a solo dungeon? What's the name of the difficulty? Okay, I want to look at these really quick too. Okay, so this is back in the this originates in the same area that you go to through the I think it's just called Unknown Space, but it's an area you go to through the Drifter's ship. This is obviously on, looks like Mars, because it looks like red. It looks like a very reddish area. So this is probably Mars and some kind of exo station or an excavation site for the Clovis Bray facility. And then this is very much Hive related. I would dare say this is like maybe on the Dreadnought even, but probably not. It's probably not the Dreadnought, but looks a lot like it. I mean, of course, Dreadnought is obviously Hive tech, but still. Oh, 3 difficulties in challenge. Okay, I guess I missed that part. So I can go through these dungeons solo. See, that's good. That's good. I like that. As somebody who like plays Destiny usually solo most of the time, I like the idea of doing dungeons myself, but dungeons typically require 2 to 3 people because they're essentially raids. They're essentially 3-player raids, and raids are very, very technical, very involved, very elaborate missions that require a lot of teamwork to accomplish. So them actually making dungeons playable for solo players, it might actually get me to play these dungeons. Only the strongest will endure. Yeah, that ain't me. Can't tell if that's a shotgun or a sniper rifle that the guy on the right is holding. It has the design of a shotgun, but he's holding it like a sniper. So it is Vex Tech. Okay. That's a machine gun. That's a hand cannon. Is that a bow? No, that's glaive. Okay. Now that, whatever that is, looks pretty fucking cool. I know it's just a prop, but damn, that looks really fucking cool. The Rite of the Nine. Okay. Wait, right, begins what? Begins May 6th. Right,
so that's Rite of the Nine, which is our essential prologue story for The Edge of Fate. And these 3 dungeons that are featured in this event are free for all players starting today. And
wow. It's a windmill. I mean, it's in the unknown space again, which is the home of the 9. It's like this pocket dimension in Destiny that usually you only allowed to go. You only can go there because the 9 allows it. The 9 are like they were talking about is like some kind of like, it is sort of like the Q, if you will, but without the ego and the egomaniacal attitudes that the Q has.
So
but they're very omnipotent creatures, if I understand it right.
Veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders, people have been in these places a lot, but also new guardians who have never stepped into a dungeon before, right? What was really important for us when we were developing Rite of the Nine was that we were changing the formula on how we can think about how we can welcome even more people into these experiences. And so you're going to be able to go in solo, buffed up, and explore a dungeon by yourself, or go in match made with other fire team members shoulder to shoulder for the very first time. But don't worry, because we also have that higher level challenge for our veteran, our hardcore dungeon crawlers, where you're going to be able to earn the best possible loot, exclusive rewards, and also an exclusive title as part of Rites of the Nine. What's also really important about this event for being a prologue for the Edge of Fate is that it really reintroduces the emissary into the game, and you're going to learn why her job is pretty crappy and why she quits at the top of the Edge of Fate, like we saw at the beginning of this show. And so, Andy, we've been talking a bunch about how our Destiny expansions are changing the formula for Destiny going forward. So now I think it's time for us to start talking about how the core hobby of Destiny is changing going forward, the day-to-day of playing Destiny, week over week experience. And we've got someone else on the couch here to help us talk about that.
We have an expert in that very subject now who's gone ahead and joined us on the couch. We are now joined by the one and only Mr. Ben Womack, creative director here on Destiny. Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there is a lot. Yeah, it's going to be a very good conversation we have coming up. Yes. But before we get into that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's exactly what we want to do. And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny with Edge of Fate, you're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say open director, it's going to say open portal. And the portal is our new front page of the game. We're trying to get you to the fun as fast as possible and as few clicks as we can. We even have Edge of Fate there in the corner so that it's right immediately there, no fumbling around with the map to get to it really. And we're also taking other big parts of the game, the ritual game and for seasons, and putting them into these ops categories. So the idea is that we're having these different ops for different moods. We're having solo ops,
Please, for God's sakes, tell me that the solo ops allows me to play strikes alone. Please let me do private strikes, for God's sake.
Or have a bunch of fire team ops, we have pinnacle ops, and of course we have crucible ops, still super important for the game.
Yeah. I mean, to start up at the top, can you tell us a little bit more about what solo ops
Oh, yeah. So solo ops is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a bunch of activities that are made for solo players. And the conception point of that was we want to make activities for players who have a smaller amount of time that they want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes and get some real progress.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah, get some loot. Yeah. Get some loot and get your character forward and feel like, I played some Destiny and that was great. And even if you don't feel like playing with other people, that's fine, because we have an activity type that is designed for one player.
Excellent. So, I mean, to that same end, what are some other ways that we can play and have fun using Portal as well?
Yeah, so Robbie actually has a great way of talking about this. So.
Yeah, some of the North Star that is what we talk about when we were developing the Portal early on was like, where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the Portal at your fingertips in one place. It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside of that category is any of those categories is gonna help you make progress. And so, because we want Destiny to be welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back to the game to join us with the Edge of Fate. And we also want this to be like a new even playing field for everyone. And so, as part of this is a commitment from us as part of the core hobby and all the seasonal content we're building, that we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating this over time for years to come. And so, you're asking me directly, like, what else is there to do? Yeah. Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both of these are more around playing with other fire team members, shoulder to shoulder, where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too, but then pinnacle ops are more about those really long form or more challenging kind of focused activities like exotic missions, for instance. And so, and then the one thing we haven't talked about yet very deeply, but is incredibly important, and it's something that I think we've done for the first time like ever, or maybe since early D1.
It's kind of a return to form.
Yeah. You're going to be able to experience the entirety of the power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP, right? So this
I don't care about this.
Means like
super exciting, because my player type or other folks out in the community, they want to go in, they want to jam on PvP, but then their friends want to do a dungeon or a higher tier.
We've released in the past that are going to
D1, so I'm really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core, obviously, what you guys are talking about, play the way you want to play. It's right at the center of all of it. What if I really want to challenge myself, push myself?
Oh yeah, that's important to us.
Yeah.
That's important to us.
Well, death, but also success.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
And so we really want to give agency. That's one of the things. Player-driven towards loot and challenge. And so we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system. We have a lot more difficulty levels, and we have a ton of new modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers along with all the old, more difficulty levels. And we have a ton of new modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers along with all the old modifiers that we've released in the past.
So I'm looking to see if I can see something specific that I'm hoping they've done.
That are going to make this big curated web of options for you to experience any of the PvE content in the curator. And so, we have Banes, not just old Banes that we have, but new Banes as well. We also have boons to help you get advantages in your activities and for your build. We have challenges and trade-offs. And the fun part is you're going to get these different combinations that are available, and you're going to then make a mix that's actually going to change the way you play and be pretty interesting, and sometimes be the way you prefer you play. There's a new boon called Grappler that I personally love. It's kind of my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple grenades, replacing your current grenade. You can't do the melee, but they recharge super fast. So any build you want, you could now Spider-Man around any map. It's actually super fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I mean, like, what's at the heart of what Ben is talking about is what we kind of call the virtuous cycle, right? Where
I swear, if they actually give me private or solo strike playlist, I will play a lot more Destiny. Maybe not entirely on stream, but I will play more Destiny for sure if I can get private solo strikes
within the portal itself.
or like private team strikes.
I was thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right? That's the depth of the challenge that we're talking about. That's also
that way I don't have to deal with match-made assholes that are running through the entire strike, skipping past all the enemies when I want to kill stuff. That's why I'm doing the strikes. I want to kill. I want to have a kill count of 140, 150, 200 kills. I don't want to be shooting enemies and all of a sudden they all disappear because we got one match-made asshole who wants to speedrun this shit, and it's already into the next phase of the strike, making the enemies behind him disappear. The ones that I'm trying to shoot at. I hate that shit.
It's everything.
Yeah, you'll have options to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as hard as you want.
Yeah! Thank you.
Which is really fun. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about like all the different boons and
Sorry, he said exactly what I was just talking about.
combinations. I think at one point you were saying around 50 or something like that.
Sorry, I had to get excited about it. Okay. I like.
Next one is gear tiers. And so, like, talking about Armor 3.0 first, we are probably making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep.
It's huge.
The system. It's enormous.
It's a huge change.
Yeah, so like we're adding set bonuses, which is a long requested feature for all the new armor that you're going to be able to get at Edge of Fate launch, and we're redoing all the stats on armor where they can now like exceed 100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100 for extra bonuses.
Yep.
We're going to, every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away, and it's going to essentially like. There's more features actually that I could talk about, but I don't think I'm allowed to yet.
Fair. Well, something that we can talk about too, you mentioned gear tiers as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single legendary weapon and armor that you can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5. And like we have a 5 gear tier 5 piece of legs armor on the screen right now. And you can see that like this is like looks really cool with iconography, but it also has a ton more stats. And oh look, what's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy there?
Yeah, the energy.
Ben?
Yeah, that energy says 11, and it's true.
11. Yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for higher tier armor.
I noticed something over here on the right, that they've changed the name of the stats. Like originally they had resilience, discipline, intelligence, strength, and stuff like that for the base stats of the character. Now they've just taken that out, and now they just straight up calling them what it is: health, melee, grenade, super, and so forth. Whereas resilience increased how much health you had. You basically had to do some translation in order to fully understand what each one of them did. Now they just said, fuck that. You want to increase your resilience stat? Well, you're increasing your health stat. You want to increase your strength stat? Okay, well, that increases your melee stat now. They changed the wording to make it more simplified, which is kind of nice.
And so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities, it does like give you some new options you never had before. You're going to have to challenge yourself to get more higher tier armor and keep on going to get yet more higher tier armor to get those options.
Yeah, and this is also not something that's just relegated to armor, right? When it comes to weapons, they're obviously getting their own refresh as well.
Yes,
I mean, what's Destiny without chasing some?
You read my mind.
Yeah, weapons are part of the player identity. Some people like have a gun that they love.
You got fashion, and then you have gunplay.
That's true. Though we do have fashion for your guns a bit now.
Hey.
well, so because once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look that's going to immediately identify it to you and others that this is the highest tier gear of this drop that you can get. It's going to show on the weapon. It's going to show on the icon. It's even going to show when you kill enemies with that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can turn on or off if you don't want it. But your gameplay will like show that
that's relatively interesting.
Being used is like the highest tier you can get.
It's purely aesthetic, but it's interesting.
On screen right now, this is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I cannot put this thing down.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, when we're playing through the Edge of Fate right now, And it's what's really exciting about it for me is that like when you see that tier 5 drop, like you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making Destiny easier to just jump in, find the fun, make it accessible, but also create more depth. You know, this is what we're thinking about. It's like how can we just make immediate, like you understand, like okay, this is probably better than the thing I have right now, depending on what gear tier it is.
Yeah.
That's kind of something that I wish they had done at the beginning. Not necessarily for my sake, because I get it. I've played looter shooters before Destiny, but that's something that they should have done when Destiny 2 first came out, which really wasn't Bungie's fault, more so much Activision's fault. Activision wanted Bungie to simplify Destiny, and that's why pretty much every weapon archetype was the exact same. You pick up 5 different types of hand cannons, and they all basically had the same stats. Maybe a slight change here, slight change there, but pretty much they were all the same because they wanted the game to be as simple and as accessible as possible for newer players. And that dumbed down the game so much that it didn't feel like a looter shooter anymore. Because obviously if you have 5 different guns to pick up and they're all relatively the same, you might as well just have one gun, right? This is the kind of accessibility options that they should have had when they first released Destiny 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good example of how much time and effort is being put into these game systems to make them more like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0, we have so many new boons, we have a bunch of new stuff. And after 10 years of Destiny, this is going to flip some stuff on its head. So, I mean, we're going to have a bunch of blog content. We're going to have interviews with Robbie, with Ben, with more folks across the team that have been working on this. And then we'll also be elevating our creator community when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun time. But ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio.
Okay, we get it. Can we move on to something else?
Journey as we head towards.
We don't need to hear you sucking everybody's dick.
But you know, we've been talking a lot about the core Destiny hobby. How does that extend into like how players are going to experience like a full year of Destiny?
Yeah, so we've been focusing on improving and changing the formula of Destiny in multiple ways. And so progressing through the Fate Saga is going to be more meaningful with 2 expansions a year. We've been talking about how focusing our seasons and the
Okay. Missions, do efforts to gear, new raid, Edge of Fate. New raid, the Edge of Fate. Cute. The raid and the title of the season is called the same thing. New dungeon. Okay, so Ash and Iron, and then Shadow and Order. Okay.
On the core hobby of Destiny and that commitment to continually updating it. And in addition, we're going to have 2 free major updates between each of our major expansions coming in the Year of Prophecy and beyond. And so ultimately that means there's 4 big beats happening in a year, 2 expansions, 2 free major updates between those expansions. So what that means we're not doing is paid seasonal content anymore. We're not doing separate seasonal storylines. And this also means we're not building a bunch of activity content that basically just goes away and is less meaningful to the game after 3 months. So we're instead focusing all of that effort that used to go there instead into building up the core hobby of the game so the core hobby stays fresh and exciting, year round. And so ultimately, this means no more paywalls for seasonal content, and also these major updates themselves that I'm signposting around right now. The size of them roughly and the inspiration for them we're thinking about is like Into the Light.
Okay.
So when
So they're taking the seasonal content out, which right now, say you wanted to access the season where we were basically all pirates and fighting a group of fallen pirates, if you will, to kind of generalize it. Well, that season no longer exists. Any of the content short of like the weapons and armor that you could get from that season, you can't go like play the activities or anything like that of that season anymore because it's gone. If I'm understanding this dude correctly, that won't be a thing anymore. once the season releases and we reach the end of that season and the next one comes around, that season will still be there. So even like another year down the road, this stuff will still be accessible and will not be vaulted and taken away for people who didn't get to experience it and maybe join later. That's something that I feel Destiny really, especially Destiny 2, well, actually just Destiny 2, because Destiny 1 never had that. Destiny 2 suffered from is a lot of content that is not accessible to players anymore. The biggest examples I can give are the Red War and Forsaken DLCs, which were the first 2 years of content of Destiny 2. BMO, Xander, pretty much anybody who wasn't there for the launch of Destiny 2 is missing out on that content. They're never going to get to explore it. They're never going to get to understand or see what happened to Cade. Why was he killed? How did he get killed? Who killed him? Short of like maybe going back and watching a YouTube video, but they never really found out who Gaul is. Like, who is this Gaul guy that was scaring Keitel back in one of the previous seasons where we were on the Leviathan? It was all the nightmares and stuff. Who is this nightmare of Gaul? Who is this person? Excuse me, sorry. And Gaul was the main bad guy, the main villain, the main antagonist of the year 1 of Destiny. He's the one that launched the Cabal attack that trapped the Traveler and cut off the Guardians from being able to use their light. For the first 2 chapters of the game, maybe 3, if I recall, you don't have any powers. You literally only have your gun and your ability to punch. That's it. You can't do supers. You can't do double jumps. You can barely run. You can't do your melee skills. You can't throw down your class ability, like your double, your rift for the warlock or your shield for the titan. Those things. All that stuff is gone for like the first 2 chapters of the first game because Gaul took away your light power because of what he did to the Traveler. You didn't get to experience that little thing for those who didn't get to play at the beginning of the game. And that's what I feel is something that's missing for those players. People like Bima who didn't play it at the beginning. And it's kind of sad because there's a lot of really good content there that's been vaulted. There's strikes that existed in the first 2 seasons that you guys that have not played it, that didn't play it at the beginning of its release, will never get to experience. There's a great strike on a planet called Io. It's a Vex strike where you fight a giant, and I do mean a fucking giant, hobgoblin. It walks around just like a hobgoblin. It has a sniper rifle just like a hobgoblin. And when you get him down to like 20% health, his head shatters and he becomes a rampaging, fanatical hobgoblin, firing at you at 3 times as fast, running you down and stomping on you. It's actually a rather challenging fight, even for the most skilled players. That strike is unfortunately gone, and you'll never get to see it again unless they unvault it. So, it's kind of sad that Destiny 2 has so much content that's actually really good that we'll likely never see again. And so by them doing it this way, that's good. That they're not vaulting. It seems like that's how he's explaining it. That's not going to be any more vaulted content anymore. Remember that fight? Yeah. It's a really fun strike. It really, really is. There's actually, I mean, there's a number of other strikes I can think of that have been vaulted, but there was actually 2 strikes on IO. One of them came out after the Forsaken DLC, and it was just as fun too. And it's gone, just poof.
And you say Into the Light, for folks that aren't out there, what for a major update, how big is that? How do you encapsulate that?
So when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is the inspiration of what it was. And with Into the Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building within it, but also a lot of the reprise stuff as well. And also, with it came Onslaught, a new type of activity. It came with reprised exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do a rad style event, a raid event with the Pantheon. And so for our first major update coming a few weeks after the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron. Right? And so with Ash and Iron, yeah, we're going to be returning to the Plague Lands.
Returning to the Plague Lands. Can't wait.
It's going to happen, baby.
What? Okay, that's actually pretty, no pun intended. That's actually pretty cool. That is actually pretty cool. I'm planning on pre-order this tomorrow when I get paid and get home from work. Granted, yes, this is recycling Destiny 1 content, but the Plague Lands was an area in the end of Destiny 1 during the Rise of Iron DLC, which makes sense considering it's called Ash and Iron. It's like a part of the Cosmodrome that was like sealed off during the early parts of Destiny 1 and only became accessible after the Fallen, what were they called? The Fallen, it was the House of Devils, and they became the Fallen Splicers. And they were like splicing up their own technology with technology called SIVA, which was a very dangerous, like sort of like hyper advanced AI, like on a superly high advanced level, like incredibly high advanced. But it was like an AI that was made of, the only way I could describe it for anybody who hasn't played it, it's essentially AI that's made up of nanoprobes or nanites. Like each piece of nanite, each piece of SIVA was its own intelligence, and when they merged together, they formed an even larger intelligence. That's like really loosely explaining it, but so returning to the Plague Lands, I'm assuming we're going to see SIVA again, either way, just returning to the Plague Lands anyway, is cool. It's nice that we're going to be returning to a Destiny 1 location that we haven't seen since the end of Destiny 1.
And so that story is going to pick up from where we left off, from the Edge of Fate, and with it we're going to have a new activity called Reclaim, a brand new exotic mission, new types of pinnacle ops entering that for the first time, as well as, of course, what's Destiny without loot to chase? We've got new gear, new rewards, and 2 new exotic weapons as part of Ash and Iron as well. And again, this major update and all the seasonal content going forward is free for all players. All the activity content that exists in the portal, that's free to play.
Very nice. So even to actually go one quick layer deeper on seasons as well, what are some of the cool things that we're going to be able to do with the season that's launching alongside the Edge of Fate?
Yeah, Ben has been working on this space for the team for a while now, so I'm going to kick this one to him.
Yeah, so we're trying to make any time the best time to hop into Destiny. And one of the ways we want to do that is we want to invest in events that are like accelerating the game and enhancing every part of the game, but also bringing new cool stuff. And actually, we've been working on this so long, we actually have some new cool stuff coming before the Edge of Fate.
It's a special little treat.
Yeah, special little treat. So this Friday, you can play a little event, maybe you've heard of it, called Heavy Metal.
Almost like the Borg from Star Trek with nanites and the Doctor from Voyager. The Doctor from Voyager really doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just like the difference between like the Borg nanites and SIVA is the Borg nanites themselves were merely just tools that helped the Borg assimilate organic species. SIVA by itself, a single spore of SIVA is its own intelligence. It's just when it commingles and intermingles with other SIVA spores and forms the nodes and stuff that you see on some like SIVA infected guardians, as well as the splicers themselves, it takes on a more powerful intelligence. That's why the Iron Lords that tried to attack SIVA the first time were killed, because the SIVA spores in the main chamber were too powerful for them to handle. And once they killed those guardians, they were able to take them over, because they did defeat them, but then they took them over, essentially making them sort of like SIVA zombies in a really, really basic sense. But they were taken over essentially by very intelligent nanites.
Which is Tanks vs. Briggs, a new PvP mode. It's super fun.
I don't care about this.
But the thing that people at home don't know is we have a new reward. That's a unique thing in Destiny if you invest in this event, if you go and play. And it is a free-to-play event. So this reward is free-to-play. It is a new combat vehicle that goes in your Sparrow sled, combat Sparrow, if you will, called the Griffin. And this is a really cool, like, combat-ready vehicle you can take anywhere you can summon a Sparrow. You can summon it and use it to fight your enemies and just have a really good time. And there's some really cool build crafting things with this vehicle that I don't want to spoil right now. Let people discover, but I'm super excited for it.
They all thought they were going to ride those skimmers forever. Yeah.
Combat Sparrow? See, they're going to put weapons on Sparrows? That's pretty cool. I don't care about the PvP part of it, short of maybe doing that in like an FVF match with friends, but just generally that PvP part of it I don't really care about. But the Combat Sparrow is intriguing.
Well, I mean, we've been saying like, what was it? Skimmer is Flash and the Griffin is Splat.
There we go. The dad joke quota has been met.
We got to get one in.
Absolutely, yeah. But
We really don't.
Right? Like you've got more for us, don't you?
Oh yeah. So like I just said, there's more events that we've been making. There's one that's going to happen right after the launch of Edge of Fate. It's called Arms Week, and it's a 1 week long event. And you're going to be focusing on.
Are you going to bring back Sparrow racing
in Arms Week whenever it comes around? And this one is going to give you a new legendary weapon of that type. It's going to have some volatile mods that are there for the week that are going to be super interesting and fun to play with, and some focusing you can do. But there is a problem when you say this event is going to be about weapons and about using them.
Yeah, you got to have a place to test all that out.
Right. And so I mean, I've been doing that in EDZ this whole time. I don't know about the rest of you.
Those poor dregs.
Right?
Yeah.
But there is a new way now. We have a new feature, a long requested feature that is being added to the game with Arms Week. It is the shooting range. And the shooting range is being added to the tower. It is a now permanent addition to the game with the launch of Arms Week. We're not taking it away. And you can go there and you can try out everything in your kit, everything about your build, with all sorts of simulations of different kinds of enemies and situations, and it's all real damage numbers. It's
impressive.
It's even got a scoreboard.
It's even got a scoreboard
for you
right there.
and your fire team.
Yeah, your whole raid team can go down into the shooting range and try out, see exactly how well you're going to do for some kind of boss at this range or with
a strategy. Yeah, who can do most of the damage, right?
Yeah. Well,
some hella good build crafting options
it's
here.
Not just a shooting range. Like you can go beyond the firing line and use your abilities too.
Yeah, you totally can. And if you wanted to, you could even take in Prismatic and pop Transcendence and try that out. And well, I think the reason why we're not seeing that right now is because it's a Titan.
Yeah, it's a good soldier.
Yeah.
Standing on that firing line.
Yeah, standing on the firing line.
All about building that line and standing.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of theory crafters are going to have to go ahead and have some upheavals to their Google Docs, I'm guessing.
This will be a really good tool. Like as we're adding all of these different systems with gear tiering and all of that, you can go in and check those damage numbers in real time. Like how do my stats change? How are these different gear bonuses going to affect my gameplay? You can see it in the tower now.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about weapons.
Impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Well, one more thing, right?
Yeah, no, there's one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So, there's more events. Of course, there's more events. And the holiday events are coming up where Solstice is right around the corner.
It's summertime, right?
It's summertime. Summertime is Solstice time in Destiny 2. And Solstice has some really cool twists and such that we're planning, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to show you all the new hollow foil treatment we have for Solstice weapons.
A what?
So, here we go. This is the hollow foil treatment for Solstice in 2025. It is
so good.
It's amazing every time I look at it.
Yeah.
It is an ocean and the line. Yeah, we put the ocean on a gun. How did we do that? It's beautiful. I love it. And any kind of weapon that drops for this event can have a hollow foil.
Yeah, so it could be a tier 1 or tier 3. Yeah, any weapon can have the hollow foil.
Yeah, the tier.
I don't care. Anything else we got that's interesting? I don't care about a fucking
We're
skin.
going to have way too much stuff to chase down, so appreciate you guys putting all the hard work in, obviously, for that. But I believe we've got one more thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about here are the free updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff, Edge of Fate, but we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to talk about it.
Yeah, Allison.
She's the best one to talk to.
Yeah, we've got something very exciting, and so once again, Allison, thank you for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so excited to be the one more thing.
Yeah, it's a tradition around here, so we're glad that you could obviously go ahead and lead us into this one. But, as Dylan mentioned, we've talked about the Edge of Fate, but this is the first year we're going to be doing 2 expansions over the course of a year. Can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah, so we're going to have a dedicated reveal for Renegades in September alongside our major update, Ash and Iron. But earlier we were talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting and innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate. What I can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about it later, is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more. But more importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come. It is an essential Fate saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start.
Halo.
It's a universe that all of us here on the couch grew up with, as well as everyone else at the studio and millions of you back at home, too. It is a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
Let's take a look.
Well, they've already done a 30th anniversary for Bungie, including Halo. Star Wars? What? Star Wars rehaul, more like going to be a skin thing, more or less, or like themed stuff. Like this, there are swords in Destiny. They're probably going to turn those swords into lightsabers. You see the hunter. Well, you can't see it right now, but you see this hunter on the screen in the background. The guy with the gun in the left hand. That's obviously a Rebel blaster, like Han Solo's blaster. So it's just going to be like kind of like what Fortnite did with their Star Wars stuff. It's just going to be Star Wars themed stuff. That's all it really is. I mean, that's what the basis around it is.
Okay, Robbie, what did we just see?
Yeah, so that's Renegades, which is coming out this December. And to really drive it home here, Renegades is a one-of-a-kind Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration from other genres like dark fantasy or cosmic horror, Renegades takes the space western vibe and aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately, it's created a new lawless frontier that is emerging within Seoul. And so, like, we're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside the free major update with Ash and Iron. But right now today we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner with the Edge of Fate.
Absolutely. No, I heard a lot of calendars get marked just now on September, but no, super excited to share more of that in the future. But that actually leads us to the conclusion of today's show, which again, we covered a lot.
There's been a lot today.
Yeah, this has been a big show, honestly. No, we went through a lot of it. So let's go ahead and quickly double check. We obviously went through, and the Year of Prophecy, pardon me, is going to go ahead and kick off on July 15th. And this kicks off a brand new multi-year Fate saga and our new focus on the core hobby of Destiny. The first expansion, The Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid launching on July 19th.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
So you're going through a lot of information. We already covered that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, you can't just sneak in a raid date. We have a new raid coming with the expansion, July 19th. We're going to have a bunch of blogs. We're going to have the rules, regulations, all that kind of stuff for our raid race.
Of course.
We invite everybody to come in, try to go for that world first title. And yeah, I mean, just stay tuned for more details. We're not going to spoil anything. It's a raid. We got to keep it secret.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, everybody mark your calendars.
Yeah, Bungie.net is the place to go ahead and learn more. And again, follow our social media channels. Do us all a favor. So in addition to that, again, as we noted, Ash and Iron, our first free major update, will be launching on September 9th. Renegades, very exciting, will be launching in December. And then keep an eye again on our social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're available. But as far as today goes, the Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now. Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate Edition will go ahead and unlock the New Land Beyond.
New Land Beyond, that exotic.
Cute. New Land Beyond as opposed to No Land Beyond. Does the No Land Beyond is an old sniper rifle. A scopeless sniper rifle from Destiny 1.
Sniper. Ooh, I can't wait, man.
I can't wait, same, honestly. That'll be unlockable in addition to several other goodies. And also, we've also got a collector's edition that'll be available.
Well, there's your Star Wars shit right there. Titans get an actual Darth Vader uniform. Warlocks get Kylo Ren, and Hunters get... Hunters get Grievous. Hunters get fucking Grievous. That's probably not funny to anybody for any reason other than me. The Hunters get fucking General Grievous, a coughing robot. The Hunters get a coughing robot. Wow, you guys got screwed. The Titans got Darth Vader. I mean, Warlocks kind of got screwed with Kylo Ren, but Kylo Ren 1,000 times better than General Grievous. Grievous, an asthmatic robot. Good luck, Hunters.
You can see here on screen it will be coming with an awful lot of very cool stuff, including this cool statue that you may have noticed here that's been sitting with us on stage. This is one that you can go ahead and add to your collection as well, but that's not all that's in there. Is there, Allison?
We got, the writing team got a little excited on this one. We put a lot of lore goodies into this collector's edition. So like that weird metal thing, that weird envelope, boy, weird. Wonder what's up with that.
Just decorative
You should
points?
probably read it. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do a dramatic reading.
As I play Titan, I can say, Krim, I'm your father.
Right after this. Count me in. And then again, too, as far as today.
Well, you'd have to say Krim, your grandfather, because I'd be playing a Warlock, which is Kylo Ren, which is the son of Leia. So I'd be your grandson. How about that, Josh? I'm older than you, and yet I'm your grandson. Peachy.
It goes Rite of the Nine. This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate, and like all of our events moving forward, is going to be a free to all players. So make sure and go ahead and check that out when that arrives. And before the show wraps up, make sure and stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating our good friend Sammy Cat as well. So go ahead and give her a follow. Tell her we said hello in chat. Pardon me if you have any Twitch Prime.
Nope, we're not doing that. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, these things are meant to hype things up. Obviously, you know, they're meant to be, you know, hour-long ads, more or less. I'm intrigued by that. I look forward to it. It might, you know, I mean, I've got plenty of time to do so. I might invest in getting it. I wasn't really, you know, for each year of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, I had the expansion day one. Every expansion day one. I wasn't planning on doing that with this one because I was satisfied with my goal of getting the original 10 years in each expansion for that. I was happy with that. I might still get this beforehand. I might still try to get this day one. Not necessarily to keep my streak up, if you will, but because a lot of that information really is intriguing. Obviously, the big spot for me is, you know, needless to say, by the loud explosive yay that you heard from me, out of me, the solo strikes, super happy for that. I've been wanting that for a long time. This new format of the 2 expansions a year, I actually like as well. It seems to keep a lot of the content, a lot more content in, which I think is very, very good. So yeah, I actually kind of look forward to that. The changes to gear look pretty interesting as well. So yeah, I actually do look forward to it. It actually kind of makes me, look forward to Destiny 2 again. So I really do. I really look forward to it. I wouldn't mind if I didn't already commit to wanting to play Expedition 33 tonight. I'd actually jump into Destiny and see what the new content is that they have for that they released today for Destiny. Because there was some new stuff they said they added for the reveal, but Expedition 33 definitely has more of my attention. So yeah, we're doing that instead. I'll probably maybe once I finish Expedition 33, maybe I'll do a little more Destiny on stream, but yeah, for now 33 it is. All right, why do we not... All right, hold on. I gotta figure out what my issue is here. Xbox did come on, did it not? It did. All right, so why we don't have video? Not plugged in all the way. There we go. There we see. There we go. All right. In JoJo, it's actually a thing. Jotaro, main protagonist of Third Adventure, has an uncle who's 10 years... Hold on. Let me change my information now that we're actually in it. Expedition. I promise I can multitask. It just doesn't seem like it right now. Jotaro, main protagonist of Third Adventure, has an uncle who's 10 years younger than him. I think I remember you telling me about that. Remember correctly, I think I've played with you since Destiny 1 came out. No, we didn't, Josh. We've only known each other since 2020. I mean, yeah, it's been 5 years and probably seems like 20, but no. I didn't meet you until after I started streaming. All right, so... Let's swap this over here. Boosh. And... yeah, boosh. Basically, Jotaro's uncle is an affair child. Jotaro's grandpa was very adventurous. Oh, adventurous. That's what it's called now, huh? All right, well, we talked to everybody after the last episode. The entire last episode that we had on YouTube is nothing but talking to people. So now we're ready to move on with the plot. Fuck, I forgot how loud this game is. She writes about old Lumiere and how their city was actually transported from the continent to the ocean. Defeat the 2 Axons on their respective islands to forge a weapon able to pierce the monolith barrier.
So, the masked person with Renoir, that's your sister? Not a hard leap to make.
Her name's Alicia.
What's wrong with her? She wears a mask all the time, she never talks, and she's always staring.
She was trapped in a fire a long time ago. Damaged her face and her throat, so, yeah.
Why did they come to see me?
I don't know. That surprised me when he told me. She helped me before. I thought she'd help me again, but it seems she's chosen a different side. Family is complicated, right?
Yeah.
Do you want the armband back?
What?
I feel like a fraud wearing it. given, you know.
Wear it anyway. You said you chose your side, right?
I did. You're not upset with me.
Strangely, no. I hate secrets, but Gustav always gave people the benefit of the doubt. And your actions are what matters. I trust you.
I really like that outfit on her. Or just the general appearance of that outfit. I hope I can find some more for the other characters like that. The Clair Obscur outfit, because that looks really cool.
Thanks.
All right, go to sleep. So we can learn up to 3 gradient attacks by talking to people. Okay. Swim through coral reefs. All right. Expedition escape. SK can now take you to the continent from any expedition flag. What? We can go back to Lumiere? Is this not considered a campfire? I guess I mean a campfire in the field. I also want to point out how creepy it is that there is a statue with a bunch of faces on it. We are very close to the monolith now. I feel like we're actually relatively close to the end of the game. I mean, not like end game stuff yet, but I feel like we're in like maybe 2 to 3 chapters away. Sorry. I really do wonder if the composer for some of the music of this game is also the same composer that made music for Nier Automata and Nier Replicant, because this world map theme really reminds me of Nier Automata. And I could picture like 2B and the Nier protagonist, the brother. Okay, so Cyrene and Visages. Esoteric Ruins, Old Lumiere. I don't want to explore, but I probably should just move on. Could we have played here without knowing it when Destiny came out? I mean, possibly. I played Destiny 1 on the Xbox first before I played on the PlayStation, because at the time all I had was the Xbox 360. It wasn't until Destiny 2 was announced for a release date that we decided to get Destiny 1 on PlayStation, because there was content for at the time that was PlayStation exclusive. So we wanted to, you know, if we were going to pay the same price for the game, we might as well have just gotten the PlayStation version and play the content that we paid for. So we got Destiny 1 for PlayStation, played the entire game as well as the PlayStation exclusive stuff before Destiny 2 came out. That is creepy as fuck. Is that where we're supposed to be going? Of course it is. Of course, where we have to go is toward the creepy face island. mean, there's probably times we could have like match made in some way, but there was no way. There would be no way for us to know unless you happened to team with me and my girlfriend at the time randomly during one of the strikes that I happened to record, or one of the things that we did for YouTube back in the day. So not likely, I feel. Oh, what is my party right now? It's CL, Mael, and Monica, which is what I want. Okay.
So this is Visage Island.
He who guards truth with lies.
Are those faces?
An infinite sea of them.
Creepy with a capital K and 2 E's. Ugh. God damn. I'm reminded of the face and hand fetish the Witness had in Destiny 2 when the final shape released. All the hands and faces that you saw in that game.
Singing.
This melody.
This is creeping me out.
For good reason. Geez, you spend a day away from it, you forget how creepy this game is. How weird it is.
What's it doing?
It's not attacking.
Was that an invitation?
So it seems.
Feels like a trap.
I don't mind a straightforward path for once. Better than battling through a mountain of Nevrons.
No, Verso's right. Something feels off.
He's even got armor on his face is for his armor. Whatever this creature is. Lost time?
Oh, I'm harmless. You don't need those.
Okay, I guess not.
Harmless. And these weapons will stay harmless too.
Touché. Well, Visage invites you to join him in his chamber at the end of this path. I assume that's why you're here.
Where do the other paths lead?
You're free to traverse them. Masks are not just to obscure, they may also illuminate.
How vague.
Look for the masks that you need.
Meaning?
The invitation stands.
Well, head straight to the Axon. Or take the other paths.
I want to see what happens if it says go back to the continent. I'm genuinely curious. Do we actually return to Lumiere? No. We just went back to the world map. I guess it's a quicker way to return to the world map without having to walk all the way out. I guess that's all that means. Return to the world map meant something different to me. Or to the continent meant something different to me. Okay. Now we can basically fast travel to the world map. Well, I guess we can explore. You are very tall for a kestrel. Blue Raga, hello, hi. Lovely to meet you. Bravo on surviving out here. Mael's kicking ass, let's have her do it. Too early.
On me.
Counter! Max damage! You be dead. Thanks to the duel, it has been ages since I've had this much fun. A new weapon for CL. Apply 5 foretell on enemies that break shields. Okay. Receive 15% of all heals affecting other characters. Wow. Wow, that seems really good. Shit, that's gonna take almost all my money too. And there's resplendent chroma catalysts right here. Fuck. Okay, let's go and just get this. Okay. Let's take Breaker and replace it with Healing Share. There's a lot more HP too. A Healing Share only costs 5 Lumina? Only costs 5? Okay. Whee! That fire just randomly lit. Let's go deep into the cavern that's already got a giant mouth. Boss time? Oh, it just ate us. Good.
Everything's destroyed.
Normally, I enjoy a little destruction, but this doesn't feel right.
It's rage.
My camera look a little dark? No? Settings are fine. Okay. Just looks a little dark to me. Sorry. I did not see they had shields on. Whoops. Ah, I got a Kree encounter out of it. Finally got, wow, max damage too, holy shit. That's right, she has the thing that attacks twice. Dead. I think Minoko should have gotten new skills there. Yep, he sure did. Bushi. Where's my French guy when I need him? Darth, where the hell are you? I need some translation here. Applies shell to 1 of 3 allies for 3 turns. Heavy mask also applies 1 shield. Okay, so a decent defense buff. Am I going the right way now? I don't know I don't know if I ended up going backwards or not. Hello? Oh. Hi. Breaking rules. Why can't I pick the left target? Oh, that was weird. Almighty, huh?
Your turn to shine.
That was a long delay. Damn it. Oh my god. Launches masks. You just give me something to shoot? I don't know if I miss it. Forgot that you have to shoot those because they dodge physical attacks. A new skill from Anoko. Alright. Chapelier Slash deals high physical damage to all enemies. Ooh, applies mark. Ooh! It's expensive as hell, though. Deals high physical damage to all enemies, 3 hits. It's the same thing, only applies mark, whereas this one doesn't. Okay, fine with that. An agile mass increases damage. Okay, I like that move better. Very foggy. A door over there. Let me guess, it's going to lead to the mansion, isn't it? We're going back to the curator's manor. Yeah, we sure are.
Perfect.
It's a room full of train toys. And we got just music for Verso. And for the big finale? Okay, I'm done. Oh, this is new.
Art can be a window, and art can be a mirror. And great art is both. Son, you'll never be a true artist if there's always a mask between you and the viewer, especially when the viewer is you.
Well, that's not vague. Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Okay. I think we have one other room in this place we haven't opened yet, unless there's a lot more than I didn't realize. Hello. Ah, I see we have shields on them. Okay, the one in the middle with the creepy moving head, stop that shit. That's weird. Quit it. Ah, shit, I should have used that skill. Single target physical damage that pierces shields. Oops. Oh, hindsight and all that, I suppose. Still use it, I guess. Counter! You're fucking dead!
It likes you.
Oh, counterattack wasn't that bad. Yeah, nice. New skill for Monoko again. Moisanus Vintage. I know I'm totally butchering these words. Deals high single target physical damage, 3 hits, 5 can break, 5 AP. Single target physical. Okay. How much damage? High single target. Okay. High break damage. Applies defenses to the target for 3 turns. I think I'd rather have this one replaced. Even though it's a little more expensive. Apply a burn stack, apply a second, on applying a burn stack, apply a second one. That's actually pretty good. What is its stats? Double burn, 132 speed. Okay. Augmented first strike is already on there. Alright, let's replace that then with double burn. I think that'd be a good one to have. Although, actually, she doesn't really cast burn, does she? No, that should go on her because she does a lot of fire-based, or she has access to fire-based attacks. Double burn is 132 speed. Auto shell 400. Still want base attack to have an extra hit. Although combo attack is learned, so I can put it on anybody I choose to. Oh my god! Double burn is 30 Lumina points? Fuck! Fuck, that's expensive. Damn! Damn! What was that I took away from combo attack, right? Yeah, base attack is an extra hit. So what does he have? Yeah, I think I'd rather have that on her. So replace augmented first strike with combo attack. I think fire doesn't burn us. Are we really that hurt? Not really, but like not like I can't afford the heal. Hi. Let's fight. Let's duel. Let's dance. Who has shields? You guys have shields. You have shields. All right. Let's break that shield. No shield for you. Ha ha. Let's see just how high damage we're talking. $6,900, I'd call that pretty good. Wow, I did a... Okay, I blocked... I parried one. Yeah, that one's almost dead. Just shoot that one. There we go. I was trying to take advantage of the heal, but he died. I was supposed to get a heal on that ability. But they died before I could get the heal to count. Oh, there's a resplendent chroma catalyst. We can finally upgrade our weapons. Whee. Yeah, land in the fire. Good job there. Hello, giant face. A mask. It seems connected to the axon. It speaks. He who cannot fight fate. Behind his scowl, emotions blaze. But in the shadows, his temper fades. What am I but a mask of? In the darkness, his temper fades. Joy? He who cannot fight fate, behind his scowl emotions blaze, but in the shadows his temper fades. Well, it said scowl. Okay, then obviously the answer is anger. The shadows, that doesn't make any sense. I hate riddles. Make no sense. Is that a mask of anger? Might have to fight it? Oh. No, but I fight these things. Boss time? Probably not boss time. That just made no sense. But in the shadows... Oh, it does have a boss bar. But in the darkness it fades. How does anger fade away in the darkness? Makes no sense. I hate it. Hate. Nothing but pure hate for riddles. So much good damage. Damn, 9,000 damage. Too early. Damn it. I'm trying, but I'm failing. Over 9,000 it was. Okay, so I'm silenced, but I can at least pick up CL. Counter! Max damage? No, because he was shielded. Damn it. The mask makes it take another turn. Gets ready to counterattack. What if I kill it before counterattack? I didn't move. I didn't attack him. Why did he get a counterattack? That sucks. That's bullshit. If I didn't attack you, why did you get triggered? Why did that trigger a counterattack? It went boom. And we went back here.
Did you hear that?
That was the Axon.
Destroying these masks seems to hurt him. Then let's keep doing that.
Okay. Let's camp first. Let's rest. Upgrade attributes. Our attack power is good. I say we should focus on health and defense. Three points. When does an ally, their status effects and propagates the target's buff to all allies, which is not a bad idea. Ooh, intervention. Takes 5 AP. Target ally plays immediately and gains 4 AP. That's pretty good. Oh, wow. Card Weaver deals low single target physical damage one hit. Propagates target's foretell to all enemies. So if a target already has, say, 5 foretell on them, it's going to spread it out to spread that 5 foretell to other enemies. Wow, that's pretty good. Wow, all set applies shell, powerful, and rush to all allies. Whoo! I kind of want to. I mean, that one maybe not so much, but I really think I want intervention. A good way to kind of break up the turns available. So let's get this first. I mean, that's a good skill, but I don't really think I need it. High single target damage, medium single target damage. That's not even a good skill. Okay, we're gonna put Sealed Fate on the left. And Dark Cleansing on the right. A Phantom Blade's not on there. Deals high single target, consumes all foretell to deal 1 additional damage. Why don't I have that one on there? Consumes foretell, consumes foretell, consumes foretell. So Bad Omen and Focused Foretell applies foretell, which is fine. Okay. So we gotta find more masks, right? We went to the right, which was supposedly the optional path, I think. Or was the left the optional path and I went the right way the first time? Again. I'm gonna get swallowed again. No, I don't get eaten. Hello. My God, you are creepy as fuck. Stop moving. Jesus, what is this thing? Voldo from Soul Calibur? Good God almighty. Stop moving, please. Fuck. Ugh. Ugh.
Here's your car.
Time to bleed.
Um... 28,000 damage. Contortionisti. Wow, just restored 4,000 health. Luckily, we dealt a crap ton before that, so I'm not that worried about it. Torso, weapon for, I'm guessing, Verso. New skill for Monaco. Contortionisti Blast. Deals medium physical damage to all enemies, one hit. Heals all allies by 10% health for each enemy hit. Increased damage. Medium physical and heals. This just straight up replies regen and heals on hell on 40%. I usually don't use shell. I think I'm gonna put that on there. Deals medium physical damage and can heal. It's only 10% for each enemy hit, so it's good for multi-targets, but not much else. Well, it's a better weapon for him. Contorso. 474 electric, 100% critical chance on rank S, switch to rank S on break, base attack can break. And we got another resplendent chroma catalyst. Do some weapon upgrading. Rest.
I know they're Netherlands, but witnessing the sorrow of others, I can't help but feel for them.
A noble but tremendously fatal impulse.
True. Very true. Feel bad they've got to suffer the sadness of their fallen, but too much empathy can get you killed. that'll break his shield. Oh, you want to counterattack? That's cute. I don't have any AP, so I guess we can only attack and trigger the counter. Oh well.
Try me.
Gradient counter. Shadow counter. That's probably better. That's probably a better representation of it. Killer Instinct Shadow Counter. Hey guys, what are you doing? Here, I'll help you get over the pain of loss by killing you. Counter! Max damage counter. No damage. Nice. Expeditioner. Reach level 33. Oh yeah.
Well, that will help.
The hell are you? You have a lot of hands. Chromatic Ramasseur. Agile Mask, increased damage, huh? Alrighty. He doesn't have a shield, but... $12,000 damage, nice. Counter! Didn't expect that second hit, or the third... Wow, did not expect the second or fourth hit. Okay. Didn't know when that timing was. Oh, how many more turns you gonna get?
On me.
Damn it. How many turns do you fucking get, asshole? Damn it. How many turns do you fucking get? Oh my god, why is he getting so many fucking turns? Why is this dude getting like 500 back-to-back turns? What is this shit all about? Is part of the challenge of this guy is to beat him with it before he gets a turn? This just doesn't make any sense.
Well, that will help.
What is with this guy? I don't know how to keep him from getting 1,000 turns. Shit, which direction did we come from? No, this we haven't fought this mask yet. A mask is to the Axon. It speaks, "He who lives in between, behind his veil emotions swell. for a life forced to paint. What is he but a reflection of? Life forced to paint. Well, I mean, the face looks like a sad face. Okay. So that's supposed to go with the mask's appearance, I guess. What are you laughing at? That's the wrong skill.
I see you.
Why, yes, I love a dance.
Damn it.
Spill some ink. Blade cut through that blade. To me.
Oh, I can dodge that. Okay. I thought it was like stuck with it.
Mael.
Okay, that went poorly.
Chroma is flowing.
Watch out.
That was the wrong button.
Ready to evade.
Counter!
Bring it on.
I press jump, not dodge.
Danger.
Counter killed him. Nice. Okay. Dramatic. So angry one exploded, the sad one just fell. So now we gotta find the joy one, I suppose.
Yeah, it definitely hurts him. I think I saw one more path.
That's good. We're weakening him.
This feels off.
Alright, let's see what that new weapon is for Monaco. Not powerful enough. You still got the most powerful weapon on him. Alright. Let's heal. I know we've leveled a few times. Let's wait a little bit longer. So this path up here is one I haven't taken, I don't think. Oh, that's not the way to go. Yep, into the smiley mask. Hello. Time to fight. I kill you. I kill you till you're dead. And that's worse. Berserk? They're berserked? Well, that was easy enough. Ooh, save point. Joy Veil. I guess I should have paid attention to the name of the rest points. That would have been smart. Or maybe I should start working on agility more. I mean, defense is decent, could be better, but I really feel like somehow we're slow as fuck still. I mean, part of it has something to do with that last boss that we fought, and I can't seem to get by, so that could be part of the reason. But I think I want to start working on speed more. Increase damage to marked targets. Virtuous stance costs 4 AP. It costs 9 AP for that skill. Ugh. Ugh. Ew, ew, ew. Oops. I really want some of these fire skills. Let's go this way. Did I rest? Yeah, I did. Okay.
They seem so joyful. I'm almost jealous.
On the surface, at least.
He who guards truth with lies.
I somehow missed 3 times trying to get the first strike. Luckily, I still have first strike skill, but still. Easy peasy. I'm just so strong, eh? Alright, let's go fight what's up here. Oh, it's one of these creepy ass things. Oh, shit. Damn, I did not get the parry off in time. I thought I might have had that one. All right, you pick up dead girl. Yeah, max damage again.
Lady Luck smiled today.
Plummet, lay or move. Lay or move, those are your options. Anything up here that's worth coming up here to fight that guy? Like some goodies or something? Aha! What's a goodie?
Interesting.
Yahoo! All these like twisted plant people reminds me of the plants when the plants take over the characters in the castle in Dragon Quest VIII. It reminds me of that. You have no foretell on you.
Here's your card.
Violence, yes. It likes you.
Okay. I'd delay that, but I didn't. Damn it, out of AP. Why am I having a hard time keeping up AP?
Expedition. Fleur. Good thing Anthony upgraded all the climbing handholds. Not only are they much easier to install in the cliff faces, they're also a lot nicer to use. We're setting the last few handholds tomorrow. Then we can finally get out of these caverns and see the sun again. I can't wait to rejoin the mountaineering team. I still remember that first mountain we scaled. Watching the sun rise above the clouds was magical. But rappelling down as we set the handholds was pure exhilaration. I know some of the others chafe at being restricted to recon only. I get it's not very satisfying making maps and prepping trails while people are dying. But this prep work will pay off in the long run. It may not be glamorous, But truly essential work rarely is. Doesn't make it any less important. And as the Expedition 69 motto says, we are literally laying a trail for the ones who come after. Step by step, handhold by handhold, each expedition carries the next one forward.
I wonder how many people laughed when they found out they were part of Expedition 69. Ha 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 ha, we're part of 69. Sexy numbers. The hell? Oh shit! Fuck! Missed with my attack. Well, just gotta do this. Sorry, buddy. No shields for you.
Careful now.
Let's spill some ink.
We need to make him burn, so let's make him burn. Okay, it's a pretty good defense. Counter!
Finesse and grace.
I die. So be it.
That's most damage we've dealt so far. Oh yeah, I forgot she was inverted, so she just killed herself. Way to go, me. Good thinking. Too early. Still burning. So we're already in virtuous stance. Let's do Flurry Fury for extreme damage. Hopefully. Not that extreme. All right, pretty good. He's not burning, so let's make him burn. And he's silenced, so he can't do that. Can you do a gradient attack? Nope, because he's silenced. I consider yourself lucky, buddy. You're burning, so Swift Stride go into virtuous stance.
Okay.
Too early. This will probably kill. So let's go Sealed Fate. Again, I didn't even get a chance to use the QTE. Great, we can get Baguette. We have Baguette appearance for Verso. Wonderful. Probably should just use a chroma. Hello, Scroosh. Let's dance. You be dead. You can't handle the power of the team of Expedition 33. Oh shit, I missed. Fuck. I don't know how I missed. Boink. Phantom Blade, probably overkill. Yep. Any goodies over here? Ah, there is.
Nice.
Confident fighter, 30% increased damage but can't be healed. No. No, that's not, no. Increased damage at the cost of heal, no. No. A mask, it seems to connect to the axon. It speaks. He who painted this world, seeking what he could not grasp, longing to share with those he loves. Behind his smile, what could it be? Obviously, your joy, because you're this is the joy area. Your mom is an overkill? He thought it funny. Hey, multi-target damage. Berserker's a status effect that increases the character's damage every turn. It can be accumulated up to 12 times with each stack increasing by 5%. A status effect that increases the character's damage every turn. It can be accumulated for 12 times with each stack increasing by 5%. Let's try the actual dodge button, not jump button, dumbass. How much healing? Oh, that's not much. Counter! Dead. Let's burn this bitch.
Let's dance.
Wow, terrible job at blocking. Making your mom jokes. Well, part of your charm is that you do them weirdly. It's still funny. Got him. New weapon for Luna. Okay.
I think that's all of them.
We should be able to fight the Axon properly now.
Let's answer this thing's invitation.
All right, let's do some upgrading first. 5 points. Stormcaller's pretty good. All enemies receive medium lightning damage at the end of their turn and low lightning damage when they receive damage. I like that, so we're going to save up for that. Plays a second turn. Ooh, it's only 3 AP also. One hit, moves the foretell to all enemies, and plays a second turn. Okay. Delaying a target's turn, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be that helpful. I think I'll replace Card Weaver with that. Alright, so where's the path that we need to take to go fight the Exxon? Was that a path that I didn't take yet, or what? Oh, maybe it all leads to the same place. Oh, hello, person. I would have traded my years for his. His life was cut short. He had so much more to do, to experience. This senseless war. Why? To what end? Lives shattered for what? He was innocent. Innocent. It was the folly of his elders, but he paid the price for our hubris. I would have traded my years for his. This place, this Axon, they're all part of his story. The man has gone silent. Okay. We'll beat up the Axon then. Yee-hoo! Oh, there was an enemy that spawned right next to me, and no, it was just Monaco. Yahoo!
Monoko, what does that mean? He who guards truth with lies.
Exactly what it sounds like.
Guard as in protect? Or guard as in control?
Yes.
Changing environment as we progress through this part. It's beautiful, but also creepy. Oh, way up there. All right, save point. Expedition 39. An expedition of only 6 years ago. Wait, what? Oh, again, not looking high enough. Here's our boss arena. Oh? Oh, there it is. I wouldn't have touched it.
I think you pissed him off.
Okay. I don't know how you figured that one out, other than the fact that we're now fighting it. For boss time against Visage. Visage. Alright, let's start by burning this. A mask emerges from the mirror. Ah, I hit jump. Why did you give it to me? Max damage. Doubt mask. Harry. Fuck, I didn't expect that last one. Damn it. Anxiety mask. Okay. Was not expecting any of those moves. Excellent damage. We need heals. Although I don't think he's got any. Does he have any cards on him? Oh shit, he has no foretells on him. Well, we'll take the 30% healing right now. Right, she was inverted. I think I need to turn off that inverted. I don't think it's worth the issues. I think it's worth the damage to self upon healing. Violence. Not burning. No shield up. Okay, so the anxiety mask is 2 moves. I blocked that last one. We need heals. Heal the target. Heal her, yeah. And you pick up the dead girl. Too early. Okay, that's some of the parries. Not in virtuous stance, but I'll take the damage. Give me that high dark damage. I know there's no cards, but I want the extra damage. I want the good damage that you can deliver. What the hell? Now it's almost dead. I should be able to finish this. Fury, Fury. Finish it, girl. Oh, not quite. Somehow I'm missing that jump command. Yeah, the Doubt Mask is a long, slow swing. Fuck. It's not dead yet. Oh, okay. There we go. Maybe that is the death. It's going to be in a cutscene. Ugh. Probably could have done a little bit better with that. Phase 2.
People want so badly to know what's behind the mask. Front, back, recto, verso. Great art is both window and mirror. Whether it's your mask or theirs.
Harmless, huh?
He's the real Axon.
Child, we all need masks, but how you use them.
Oh.
Ready to parry.
Wait. I only have one character. Come on now. Nobody told me it was going to be a two-phase fight. Come on. Wow, did a great job deflecting all that shit. Bound is a status effect that prevents the character from dodging. Oh, well, dodging, not parrying, though. Right? Right? Motherfucker. I'm out of revival items too. All right. Mael versus this dude. Wow. Shitty job of parrying there. And he's burning. We're not in virtuous stance. We use swift stride here to get it. Too early. Oh, fucking hell. Shit. All right, this guy's tough. High earth damage to all enemies, one hit. That's all status effects and heals all allies. He is not burning. Let's make him burn.
try it. Just try it.
Wonderful, I'm frozen now. Applies mark. High physical damage, one hit can break. Get some more AP. I'm doing a shitty job. Low physical, medium lightning, low lightning. Heals up by 20% of the target and just burns. Target is not burning, but... Lightning Dance, probably could use that. Pretty sure this fight's dead. Pretty sure I've lost this one. This guy's tough. This guy is tough. Rebirth. Yeah, I probably should. Too early. He does more damage, less health Versa has. Well, he's on that. He definitely has low health. Defensive aura, so he's gonna have shield now. Now gain shield for each blow dealt to an expeditioner. Fuck. Okay. Okay. All right. Wildfire is 4. Ooh. I'm gonna just try it again, and if I don't get it, we'll probably maybe do like a reset of skills, and or not really skills, but a reset of stats, and focus heavily on like speed and defense. Maybe, I'm not sure, but let me just try what I've got here. Maybe we might even change up to where we take out Monaco and bring in Lune. Skip. We gotta do the first mask fight too. Oh boy. It's actually the first two phase fight we've had, I think, or at least the first one I've failed.
Here's your card.
Actually, regen probably a good idea. Applies regen to all allies? Then why am I having to pick one? Right, because she's inverted. I forgot about that again. That means she's going to take damage over time now? That went way better. All right. It's burning. Let's swift stride for virtuous stance. There's 10 cards. Phantom Blade for high dark damage. I would heal, but it would end up killing killing CL because I've stupidly got inverted on her. Yeah, max damage. I didn't even nail the QTE properly. This one's a slow attack. Too early. We got 9 points. We're going to spend 1 to do that. And then Fury. So you're dealing a lot more damage this time than before. Too early. Damn it. Virtuous Stance, no AP, but we can do Pierce C, which should do a lot of damage. How about max damage? That counts for a lot. That's a new one. I don't recall doing that before. You're not chewing on my watch, are you? Barely got back in time to hit that button. Oh my god, I fucking hit that. Piece of shit. Nice, good high damage. We are not in defensive state. We're not in Should I burn it to get into virtuous stance, or should I just attack? Yeah, let's hit the burns in there. Especially since it's weak to it. Too early, damn it. First one I can't time. There's no way to time it. God damn it, I fucked that up horribly. Good, we at least got shell of the ear piercing so we can get damage on the... And we can't kill it because it's still shielded. There we go. Because of the cutscene, that's why we can't kill it. Alright, phase 2. Alright, burn this bitch. Too early. Yourself. You are burning, so let's get virtuous stance. Caster, do we have any caster? We can do regen, which isn't a bad idea. Aha! Okay, I was watching that time. That time I figured out the issue with that move when he's attacking the entire party. I was watching his movements. That's what I should not have been doing. I should have been watching for that distortion effect, because that's when it's going to need the trigger for the parry. So instead of watching his moves and reacting to his move, watch for the little like distortion of light that happens right before he launches. So that'll help. We're at max health too. Nice. He's burning. High physical damage, 5 hits. Let's take it. Unfortunately, took her out of stance, though. Damn it.
You can't escape.
I'll put her back in virtuous stance. Wow. I somehow missed all that? Okay. High physical damage. Should I heal again? No, I think we're okay for an attack here. Ooh, really good damage too. Wow. I butchered that all to hell. Wow. It's still going. He didn't do it that many times before. Well, that's inconvenient. Okay, I'm going to actually skip her turn. Oh, fuck me. Well, look, we can't get any more shields. Not pay attention to the order. I should do a lot of damage here because he's got so many shields. Yeah, he's dead. There we go. Having him hit us actually helped us out because getting hit gave him shields, and that skill goes through shields and does damage based on how much shield they have. So that was really good. 30% increased damage until a hit is received. Interesting. Oh no, you don't put a mask on all of us? They can't put one on him. He doesn't have a face. He's bouncing off of Minoko. Dink, donk, donk. CL's able to take hers off.
Can't hurt me. Because it is me.
What? That was Verso. What?
Me? You want me to give it to you?
Why?
I mean, the curator is the one that was there when we met, or when we got Miguel back in the party. War.
Was I saw
what happened?
I saw it. It was
Renoir. I used to see him in my nightmares too. It can be quite traumatizing.
Okay, new theory. Renoir. The curator is Renoir. The curator explains why the curator and the woman we saw at the mansion both have the same missing face. I think that's still leading me to believe that Renoir and the faceless female at the mansion are her parents. The Renoir that we see, that's the human, is a paintress-controlled duplicate or clone or some kind of doppelganger. I don't get why, however, Verso just asked if that was Verso that we defeated. Unless it's a similar situation that this Verso is also a paintress created doppelganger, but one that is chosen to side against the paintress and Renoir instead of siding with the paintress and Renoir the way Renoir has. All right, let's do some quick leveling here. We'll check out the story. I assume we'll probably go to talk to everybody again and probably do more conversations and stuff, but we'll do that in the next episode, as I actually got to wrap up here. Still think I should probably focus on a bit more defense, even though that last fight kind of, was, I wasn't dealing a lot of damage in some of those parts. Still think defense is what I need. I feel like I'm lacking in defense and speed right now. She is trying to get which one? Trying to get her a lightning skill, right? There was this, Stormcaller. I wanted her to get that, so she needs 2 more points. She doesn't have anything. She has 5. And I want her to get that, or no, we just got her Rain of Fire. So I want her to get Combustion next, so we can work our way down this list here. He's got 7. Cost 30% of current health. No, thank you. Light damage, 5 hits at completion, gains a rank at A +2 AP. Deals high single target light damage, 5 hits. Damage increased by speed difference with the target. Interesting. Interesting. How much does that cost? 6 AP. Ugh. Applies powerful. Yeah, I don't care. Medium single target light damage, 5 hits. At completion gains a rank. High single target, medium single target. I think I want this one. Yeah. Low single target physical damage. I think I'll replace that. Let's do some weapon upgrading real quick because we have like a minute or so. And we have a lot of the... I also upgrade that to her as well. I didn't think about doing that. Let's... Oh man, I didn't equip her with a stronger weapon. Oh crap. Whoops. Hmm. 437. No wonder she's doing more damage. Didn't even upgrade to that weapon either. Holy crap, that was even better. Critical hits with skills give 2 AP once per turn. 20% increased lightning damage with skills. How often does she have lightning skills? Still. Critical hits giving 2 AP per turn. Or 2 AP once per turn. Let me equip that stuff first. Let me equip those stronger weapons that I haven't been putting on them. Yeah, let's get that on there. Apply 5 fortune enemies that break shields. That's fine. She's fine there. Let's upgrade to that. He's already on that. Gain 9 AP on breaking an enemy. It doesn't happen too often. Ew. I think it's got masks on it. Ew. Whoa. Oh, clear heart. Ew. 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 Okay. Let's set our strongest character, our main characters first. So let's get her a little bit more power. Okay. All right, we can upgrade him once. Cool. All right, 790. Wow, it jumps to 903 next. That's over a 100-point jump. Yeah, nobody else's weapon jumps 100 points. That's a 113-point jump. All right, what about expedition resources? We have one color Illumina, and none of these, sadly. All right. Let's hit this, and we'll have a chat with everybody next time. But as for this time, that is going to do it for this stream. Thank you all so very, very much for coming out. I appreciate the conversation and hanging out with me while we check out the Destiny 2 stuff as well. I'm not going to guarantee that we're going to see Destiny more often on the stream, but we might. We might be seeing Destiny a little bit more often, at least maybe once or twice before the release of Edge of Fate. And I don't know, maybe. Depending on how much it costs for me to get it, we might get Edge of Fate soon. I mean, which that's a pre-order, so it's not like it's going to affect that. But if I do, we're very likely going to play D2 when Edge of Fate does release. So we'll see. We'll see. I wasn't really that hyped for it. I'm a little more hyped for it now. We'll see. We'll kind of play it by ear, but we might touch Destiny a couple times, in the relatively near future. We'll see. We'll see. But that's going to do it for this stream. Thank you all so very, very much for watching once again. And I will be back tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. Central. We'll pick up with some more Expedition 33, most likely. Until then, Comet and I say, bye, everybody. Come here, push your tail up the screen. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.